So when we talk about recovery, I think sometimes the best way to start is to compare and contrast it to older models and older ways of thinking about these issues. And when we think about what preceded a more recovery-based way of thinking, we could describe that particular style as being more unidirectional. It was more about the doctor or the therapist giving a recommendation, giving a suggestion, and then the person would be expected to hopefully follow that suggestion. Therefore, it was less collaborative, and the focus primarily was on symptom control and symptom management, and that really was seen as, I think, the main priority. The recovery model really expands the frame. So now we're not just talking about a person and his or her symptoms. Now we're talking about how that person connects to other people and how that person connects to the world around him, and moving beyond symptoms. What I describe as the top of the pyramid in the recovery model is really what I call functional recovery, which has a lot more to do with work and school and relationships, and what can you do to really, again, bring a lot more dimensions to your life. So recovery, I think, really incorporates more of the idea of a full personhood rather than simply somebody who's suffering with a particular set of symptoms. And in addition to that, I would describe it as a lot more collaborative, so it's less unidirectional and much more of a discussion, a collaboration, a conversation even between the person who's at the center of the recovery effort and all of the people that are supporting them in moving forward. There is often a sense people have explained to me of losing sight of sort of who they are, what they're about, and in that sense, the establishment or the reestablishment or the recovery or redefinition of an identity can be very important. Sometimes in the process of being ill, that can get lost.
I knew something was wrong when my depression became absolutely debilitating.
I wasn't talking, I was isolating myself, I was acting strange.
I set out this one day to seek revenge on everybody that had did me wrong or took advantage of me.
I stopped caring about myself, I stopped caring about my friends, I stopped caring about my family members, I stopped caring about strangers, I stopped caring about everything.
I first knew something was wrong in my life when I was facing down multiple felonies and many years in prison.
I was in a place where I was drinking to cope. I turned to drugs. I actually lost my condo, couldn't pay the mortgage payments anymore because I lost my job.
Then behind closed doors is when the depression come in and the thoughts of suicide or hurting someone. It just, it was just wearing me down, and I had to stop myself. So I shot myself in order to stop myself from hurting other people.
The recovery model is predicated on the idea and really the fact that people can recover. So it's important when we speak of recovery and treatment in a recovery frame that we see a hope, that we see the possibility of recovery, that we even see the likelihood of recovery.
I first found hope in the recovery community. It was the first time I had met a group of people that thought like I did and felt the way I did. And they showed me that there was a better way to live.
A lot of people held hope for me until I could find hope in myself. And it was, while I really hated them for it at the time, my family were the ones who really started my road to recovery.
I found hope in a hallucination, actually. It was a very spiritual hallucination. To me, it was the spirit of my grandmother as a hummingbird telling me to hang in there.
Hope was brought to me by others, whether it have been family and friends at the time, whether it was even maybe a doctor or a nurse. They instilled hope in me.
It's more than a group to me. It's like a family, because it's things where I can go there and discuss with my other group members that I can't talk to anybody else.
but I would always see people walking around smiling and laughing. And Trillium was a place where there were other individuals that had a mental illness or disability. And I began to want what they had. I wanted to have that smile. I wanted to have that little bit of joy. So that's where I found my hope.
You know, the idea here is that everybody has something to bring to the table. And whether it's a talent, a strength, even just a personal quality, these are the things that become extremely important in recovery, because rather than a sole focus on what's going wrong, there also is a real effort to understand what is going right, what could be going right, and what that person's qualities are that we could perhaps help to support so that they can grow in the directions that they want to grow in.
I decided to take an active role in my recovery when it was pointed out to me that I would start feeling better if I started helping other people that had similar problems to the ones I did with substance use disorder.
Was actually after my mom died of leukemia. Met another person who was a peer recovery specialist. She told me, she said, if you can't do it for you, do it for her.
My main motivation was a lot of people thought that I would fail. So I just wanted to show, you know, them that I could do this.
The medications have helped me tremendously, and by taking the medication, it alleviated some of the pain. Knowing that the pain can be alleviated motivated me to go forward.
Having hope that I could still chase my dreams, no matter what has happened to me or how old I was, or what challenges stood in my way or what circumstances I found myself in.
The people that I had around me didn't push me, but they encouraged me. The more they encouraged me, the more it gave me an inner power, an inner strength to want to improve.
Recovery is much more of a collaborative process. It's more of a conversation, a dialogue with the person who's recovering sort of at the center, and the people that are helping him or her to recover kind of engaged with that person.
Being in charge of my recovery enables me to have the dignity of failure and the dignity of risk. Being allowed to make mistakes and being able to be forgiven for them. Everyone deserves second chances. I don't see why I should be any exception.
To be in the driver's seat of my own recovery, to me, means that look on every moment as an opportunity for growth, whether that be a challenge or a celebration.
I can determine which way my life will go.
I'm in control of myself, my actions. I want to take control of my recovery, whether it be working with my therapist, working with my doctor.
I feel like I'm in control of my destiny. I feel like I can pursue my passion and do what I want with my life.
I do have challenges every day, but I find that my journey is now mine, and I have a choice and a chance to make a difference in how I press forward.
In order to recover, it's helpful for somebody to be connected to themselves, to others, to people in their life that they can trust, who are supportive to them. It could be friends, family, care providers, whoever it is. And often connectedness can even extend and transcend personal relationships into connecting to something greater than oneself. And many people in recovery speak of that as well.
The healthiest thing to do in early recovery, my experience has been, is to put a little bit of distance between, you know, myself and my family of origin, and just learning to love them from a distance a bit until I can get the support I need from the recovery community.
My relationship is with my family and a friend. They're behind me 100%, you know, because they know the type of person that I am and what I'm capable of doing. So they only want to see me do good.
I enjoy having people in my life. I don't always want to strike up a conversation, but I'm also not afraid to start one anymore.
I could run down a list of people, but I have a great support system.
I have to say that connecting with others in a more profound way has really encouraged me to work on my social anxiety and talk to others.
It's very important for me to not live in the past, not forecast into the future. Otherwise, I'm not able to focus on the now.
Even if we begin from a position of feeling marginalized or disempowered, that we can hopefully move towards becoming more empowered, and that we as recovery partners can help a person in feeling and moving towards a state of empowerment.
Reaching out for help is the most important thing anybody can do, and understanding and seriously knowing that you're not alone when combating mental health or substance use challenges.
And you know, it might sound cliche, but it does get better. And you know, once I learned to respect myself and no longer run from thoughts or emotions, but face them no matter how difficult it might seem, I feel like I can conquer the world.
Find something inside yourself and then do whatever you can to get it. Once you do get it, reach out and improve it, and never turn away an open hand.
They deserve to feel better, and they deserve to take an active role in their recovery.
Always remember, it's someone else out there. Just reach out your hand. Someone will grab it.
I think if I could pass on one thing to anybody who is watching this video, there is absolutely hope out there. You know, go out there, find other people in the recovery community, get the help you need. You know, don't give up on yourself. Don't think, you know what, maybe recovery will work for other people, but it's not going to work for me. You know, why not you? Why can't you get it too? And you can. You just got to be willing to ask for help and be open to the suggestions of other people who have been there before you.